Hey everyone, how's it going? Five Finger Shuffle back here with another video. And today we're going to talk about Steel Widow 11 and the best comps to do Steel Widow 11 and the gear you need to put on your units and stuff like that. First, however, I want to announce the giveaway stream that we're going to be having. We're going to be having it on Monday afternoon / evening, starting about 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, running all the way till midnight. We have a whole bunch of giveaways for you guys. We have the Dark B t-shirts, which I've talked to you guys about many times. You've already seen them. They have a lot of your guys' names on them. If you've been in my stream and you ranked in the top 200 in points, then your name is being used to make up the design of the shirt. Also, we have 5 individual light dark discs to give away. We got 5 individual chaos orbs to give away. We got 5 individual tutors to give away, and we have a grand prize of 1,000 gems to give away. So we are going to have at least 21 giveaways over the course of the 7 hours, which means we're going to have about one giveaway every 20 minutes or so. So it's going to be a crazy stream. Make sure you guys check that out. Again, it's Monday, November 5th, so just this upcoming Monday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time all the way until midnight, and we will see you there. Now that that's out of the way, I literally just finished stream, and normally when I finish stream, I start another run, and then I host somebody at the end of stream. So I hosted somebody, I went into their chat, and, you know, said hi, did my whole bit that I normally do to wrap up stream. I pull up the game, and look what's sitting there waiting for us. This lovely little piece of gear right here, crit damage, mortal glove, legendary with crit rate, attack, and attack speed substats with resistance. I mean, hopefully this doesn't run quad res, but as long as it doesn't, this is going to be an amazing piece of gear. Technically, it's already good. So even before we get into Steel Widow, we're going to roll this piece of gear first, because I know everybody wants to know how it's going to roll, myself included. I literally just got it. And I wasn't even going to record this video now, because I'm going to post my summons from Blitz first. But I figured now would be the good time to roll this. So here it is. Let's upgrade this baby. Basically, we're just looking to avoid resistance, and we're looking for max rolls. So here's the first one. Resistance. Alright, so we only had 25% chance to get screwed on that. It was a max roll, I think, but let's try and avoid it again. 75% chance. Ooh, a small attack speed roll. That could have been a way bigger roll. So now we gotta hope for a max roll that isn't resistance, because this could be a bummer if it goes. Alright, a high attack roll, that's good. High caches. So we're gonna roll this to plus 12. Now, I mean, this could have rolled a lot better. But now hoping for a crit rate roll, to be honest. Crit rate would be fine. I would be happy with it if it rolls crit rate. If it rolls resistance, quite honestly, we kind of have to re-roll it, which sucks because those substats were so good to start. But fingers crossed, crit rate. Once we get this this to roll. Here we go. Attack speed. Alright, well, technically we got 3 rolls into the ones we wanted. One of them was just really small, and the other one was medium. So, could have been better, but at least we didn't get completely screwed with, like, triple resistance rolls. Alright, so let's run into Steel Widow 11. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my core team, and then this is what I was using for Steel Widow 10. So let's take these out. I'm going to show you my core team, and then I will go over, no, not you. I will go over all the gear and that kind of stuff. So let's start with my basic team, the one I always use. Use the Blade Master, Rota, and Mojo. And then, yes, he's set as the leader. So this is the team I normally use. I'll get into it and then I'll talk about it a little bit just so you can see it. We're going to run basically the same comp with multiple different damage dealers. Because really, the sticking point for most people in this comp is either the gear or it's the fact they don't have Alia. So I understand that. Alia is obviously not the most common unit. If you don't have her though, don't worry. And after this run, I'm going to show you guys different options you can do for Steel Widow 10. Or sorry, Steel Widow 11. So the idea behind this is, first of all, there's no ongoing damage. Because ongoing damage is heavily nerfed in the Ascended floors. So your Snake Ladies that you were using in Steel Widow 10 are pretty much no longer useful if you're going to be doing Steel Widow 11. We do have Yoko, who has element disadvantage, but she's just so incredibly strong. I've done multiple videos on her. If you want to see more info on her, just check out the other videos on my channel. I have two of her built. The primary one is for my arena defense, and this is the secondary one. She has 96 accuracy because I need her to land that defense break. The only other person on this team that has a defense break is Rota, and my Rota's on a hybrid build, but only has like 50 something accuracy. So I really needed something more reliable to be able to make this work. Even now you can see we missed defense break a couple of times there. So this runs a little slower than it normally would be, but it worked fine. No risk, really. It's probably 5-10 seconds slower than normal because of that. Another beautiful drop. So let's switch up the champs here. We're gonna take we're gonna take Alia out, and we're gonna put in the Fire Candy Munchkin. So same idea. We're basically just subbing in different damage dealers to make sure it works. Now, the Fire Candy Munchkin does not have Mark, so that is going to slow this run down a little bit. For the most part, though, it still works really consistently. It does die occasionally, but what are you going to do? They can't all win. Even if you're running that stable comp, it's still going to lose every once in a while. It's definitely not 100%, but it's relatively close. It's probably, I don't know, probably 95-ish%. And my Mojo is only 5-star. So the runs that I lose are probably because he's only 5-starred. He will occasionally get nuked because he doesn't have a lot of HP. And then once he dies, we're in trouble. So the reason the team works, let's go over the purposes of every unit. The first one is Rota. Rota is your attack speed buffer. She is your defense break. And she's your cooldown reduction. So she's kind of irreplaceable. You have to have her in order for this to work. I don't know of any comps that are running without Rota in it. And then you've got Mojo, who... Where's that defense break? There it is. Then you've got Mojo, who has the defense buff, which is huge. Defense buff in this game, if you didn't already know, is a 70% defense buff, which is enormous. And there you go. This one actually ended up being faster at about 1:10. It was a little riskier, but just because things landed the way they were supposed to, we're going to keep that, I guess. Because they landed the way they were supposed to, we ended up killing it relatively fast. Next up, let's go into nature units, and we'll run the Nature Fairy. So, what was I saying? Right, the Mojo has the defense buff, which is crazy strong, and he has attack buff, and he has the equivalent of like a glancing hit. So, the Disorient is really, really strong because it basically means you're going to take a lot less damage. So is what's essentially a damage reduction plus a defense buff, which is a secondary damage reduction, Plus, he gives your whole team attack buff, so you're going to do a lot more damage as well. So it's going to increase the speed of your runs a lot and make them safer at the same time. The fourth unit is Vimal, the Fire Manas, or Fire Timekeeper. For those of you that keep asking me why I build him and why I use him, it's because he's my strip. So he's basically the same as Sharma, except he doesn't have the ongoing damage. So he has a strip and a cleanse, and cooldown reduction, and he's your leader skill, or synergy skill for this, in that he is the 15% cooldown reduction. So he's playing a lot of roles in this. Again, if you're running a stable Steel Widow team, you have a 6-star Vimal. He's important. You can get away without the... potentially you can get away without the Mojo. But the Vimal and the Rota are mandatory. So you can see the Nature Fairy ripped through that relatively quickly. I guess I should be showing you guys the damage reports. Nothing crazy though. Like, my Fairy has good gear, but nothing insane. Let's see what else we can put in here. We're not going to run a water damage dealer. Although we probably could. Stop it. We could run him. The Nature Scion. And we could probably even run Malika as well. We're not going to bother. After this run, I will show you guys the gear on all these units, just so you know sort of what you're aiming for in terms of stats. Because some of the stats are really important. So obviously you want the best stats possible, but like I was talking about with my magical girl, you really want her to be crazy strong. You need her to have that defense break landing, unless you have crazy high accuracy on your Rota, which most people don't. I know I ran some co-op before, and I actually switched her to an accuracy bracer just to have her have high enough accuracy, but that's not normally the way you would build her. So outside those core 4 units though, as you can see, you can pretty much put any damage dealer in here. This guy's nice just because he does have a backup strip as well. I really like the Scions. I know a lot of people can't be bothered building them, but I kind of like them. I would love the dark one, but I haven't been fortunate enough to pull him yet. So this one is probably, I don't know. I don't want to say it's the least reliable of the bunch, but it's, I guess, near the top. I mean, if you have a solid fire damage dealer, that's ideal because they have element advantage and they're not going to die. But you can see all of these runs have been relatively similar in terms of time. This one's been the slowest one, but not by much. Still, like, there was really nowhere in that run where we looked like we were at risk. So there you go. We just ran it with 4 different damage dealers, which shows you don't need him to be Alia. Yes, Alia is the best one of the bunch in terms of what you can put in there, but as long as you have a damage dealer in there that's either fire or nature, you should be okay. You could also swap these two if you have to. If you don't have the water magical girl, you can put in the dark magical girl. At that point, you could potentially take Mojo out and maybe run something like this with Cassandra, because Cassandra has the attack buff. So maybe Cassandra would be nice in there if you're going to run the dark magical girl. And then again, you would run something like this. But, I mean, there's a lot of different things you can try. The reason we tried it the other way is just because you got to get the core stuff in there. You need the defense break, you need the attack buff, you need the cooldown reduction, and the heals, and stuff like that. So, let me go back. Let's show you guys the gear I'm using on these units. It's really just the main 4. The damage dealers, you guys have seen all my damage dealers before. You guys have seen most of this gear before as well. But just to give you an idea of what I'm running and why. My Alia is really strong. She is on an attack speed build. 40k HP, 94 crit rate, 211 crit damage with 3.07 attack speed and almost 100% attack. But your stuff doesn't need to be that strong. Like, here's my Cinnamon that I used. She has basically no HP. She has a lot of attack and decent crit damage at 161 and 195 crit rate. Then my Fairy has 95 crit rate, 161 crit. Oops, sorry, that's the same one. Sorry, 79 crit rate and 158 crit damage with +2 attack speed. And my Synapse is plus 1400 attack with 81 crit rate and 144 crit damage. So that's it for the damage dealers. We won't go too much into them. Basically, you just need them to do as much damage as possible. These are the units that are most important. So Vimal number 1, he is, as we said, he is your cooldown reduction and your synergy skill. So he did get a nerf, but he still works fine. He has 73% accuracy because you need him to land that strip on the boss. He also has high HP. He's got over 50k HP, and he's got a lot of attack to help him contribute more of a heal to the team. The heal is significantly nerfed, so that's not as important. Making him tankier should get priority, but you still want some heal from him. So, and obviously some damage. Some attack in there is nice. Next up are my magical girls. This is the first one, my main one, high resistance with accuracy. We won't go into it, with little accuracy, I mean. She has 86k HP. Jumping to the one I use in Steel Widow, though, she only has 68k HP, but she has 96 accuracy and very little resistance. So a huge change in gear builds depending on where you're going to use them. Putting her on that 96% accuracy means that she lands every defense break no matter where I bring her, even if it's element disadvantage. She's landing what I need her to land. Next up in that team was Rota. Rota has 40k HP as well with 78 crit rate, basically no crit damage and 100% attack. She does have 57% accuracy, which, like I said, I want her to land that defense break. That's why that's on there. I sacrificed her crit damage. She used to be on a damage build. She used to be attack speed, crit damage, attack. She's now on attack speed, HP attack. Partially because this HP piece was keen and I didn't know where else to use it. So it worked out well. I could switch her back to crit damage and probably do those runs a lot faster. But it works like this. She stays alive and I can use her in co-op like this. So it's really nice. And finally, the last unit is Mojo. He is, what does that work out to be? 48k HP with 1000 defense and only 25 accuracy. I really should get him more accuracy because you want him to land that disorient on his first skill and the lower attack speed on his second skill. So I really should switch him, but he's currently on HP defense. I should probably make him on Adept Precise instead of Adept Vital, just to give him that little extra accuracy so he can land that disorient, because that would make my runs even safer. But for now, it's working just fine, and I'm not too worried about it. So I hope that helped you guys out in terms of how to set up your Steel Widow team. If you're trying to do Steel Widow 11, I know I've been getting asked about it a lot in stream, so hopefully that helps. This was a spur of the moment video. Like I said, I only started recording it because I got that gear drop. It rolled okay. I'll be keeping it. I'll put it on somebody. You'll see it if we get a laundry day, you will see it in the updated My Gear video. And finally, don't forget about this giveaway stream. It is Monday, and I hope to see you all there so we can give you guys some free stuff. Have a great night, and we will see you all next time. Bye, guys.